Hey everybody, Edo here, and this is Zaberias. I believe that's how you pronounce it, and this is an interesting one because it was sent to me by the creator as for a Kickstarter preview, but then he reached out and said they might be going on sale directly and they're still figuring things out. So certainly if you're interested, I'm sure you'll be able to look it up by name and find out the latest. Actually, I have to say, and the production quality is great, so I figured that they're close. It's a really interesting product in that you have factions, and each faction has like the board and the components in these sheets, and you need, number of players per number of faction you have, and it can support up to 4. So you have, you can, if you need 2 players, you want to have different variety, that kind of thing. So that's sort of an interesting way of selling it. And, essentially, the way, after playing it, this really is like Warcraft 3, the board game, but lighter weight and sort of kid and family friendly. So it's really easy to learn, easy to play. And so in that regards, I think it does a pretty cool job of delivering. It says #1 best educational game for kids 6+ to improve counting and reading skills. I mean, I don't know exactly where that award came from, but you read and count and you improve your skills, I think, mostly in the context of just playing a game of Warcraft 3. So, well, let's talk about it a little bit. So in each one of these, you have an oversheet, which is really the game board. And so every race, the game board's identical, but they look different, which is neat. And so when you start playing, you're basically going to put them up corner to corner like this. So the undead here will play on this side, the orcs on this side, and then we're trying to take each other out and take each other's towers out. More players, you just build it out accordingly. There's like a little offset one for 3, and then 4 is a grid. And so this is going to be on the table. Let's go side by side this way. And essentially what happens here is you have your units and these dice, and they pop right out. So, I mean, I got a kick out of this. It's a little awkward to like store, but I did get a kick out of what they've tried to do here. And so basically you have your little building tree. You have your initial towers, wood, I guess it's probably wood, stone, metal, or whatever the ranking is. And when you have this tower, you can summon these units from it, this tower, these units, this tower, these. The bigger the tower, the more upkeep or resource it generates every turn. And you're going to be summoning units and attacking them with really characters on a map, standard sort of, grid-based combat and initiative. So it's like very standard, but actually lots of personality. So each unit has a cost, a movement, and attack and stuff. They all have, well, not all of them, but many of them have special abilities. And you stand up everyone starts with a tower, and you're gonna, stand it up on your board and then move your units around, working your way there. There's a spot that gives you extra money per turn. There's a spot that lets you portal to another spot. There's a spot that makes your unit stronger. So, really simple in that regard, and very, very reminiscent of the genre. And, you have a max of 6 coins. The entire currency is coins, gold. So it's really simple economy. The movement, I will say, all of the different races have different abilities. Like this big guy says, Mutant Corpse. Casts a plague on the board he is on. The enemy rolls a dice for each unit. The unit that gets a blank die dies. So they're like big abilities, small abilities, really interesting combination of play. So, I think it delivers like a pretty robust but very simple to play and learn, area control, like a combat game, basically. Unit-based combat game. I feel like there's a name for that I want to say. The different races feel and play differently, but they all have identical numbers of units and ways to play. And for the most part, it works. I will say, when you're playing, it does, which isn't uncommon to the genre, but like one player can start to get ahead, and there is not a particularly, if I make some really nice tactical decisions and you start falling behind at some point, it's just, saying, oh, I give up or I'm dead, might speed up the end of the game. There is not a whole lot of once you're 3/4 of the way to winning, you've basically won. There's not a huge way to come back. I think there's some special, you can do it. There are some big plays. There is this die rolling. Oh, these dice are, they're like D6s, but you have a blank, 2 1s, 2 2s and a 3, right? So it's that kind of die. And everyone has this. The dies of the units are the same, but they all do different things and different abilities. So anyway, I was reasonably impressed. Again, it's a very interesting product, which like I get a kick out of like figuring out and trying these things, but easy to teach and play and works well with kids and was entertaining enough as an adult. I didn't like feel like I was playing like something that was too simple. There's actually a lot of dynamics that come out of the different movements. So this is Zaberias. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.